You've already spent thousands to be on this Disney cruise, but there are some purchases that will make your trip even more magical, and you'll regret not making them. Let's dive into the top 10 things you'll want to grab before you leave the ship. And actually, number 1 on our list, you want to grab before you get on the ship. So first up is room packages. You don't have to wait for a holiday to treat yourself. Disney offers a variety of packages that add that personal touch to your cruise experience. From anniversary celebrations to romantic surprises, these packages make your trip feel even more special. It's like bringing a little piece of your cruise home with you and making memories that last year after year. Our favorite of these is absolutely the holiday blankets. They will have these typically for Halloween and Christmas cruises. They usually come out about a month before the sail date, so you'll find these packages in the onboard gifts section of Disney Cruise Line's website. You were going to pick your departure port, and sometimes they may vary by departure port, but typically they should have the holiday packages and definitely some room packages as well. Just make sure you pick the right departure port. They also have wine packages, fruit that you can have in the room, a cake, some desserts. I don't suggest any of these. There's so much food on the ship already, unless you really just want that presentation of an item in the room. But the packages with the blankets and the decorations, I think, are very cool. You cannot find these items anywhere else. They are only going to be available in these onboard packages, and they must be purchased prior to the cruise. The holiday package for Christmas and Halloween has a blanket and a pillow, sometimes some more stuff. Those are absolutely our favorites. We also really love the romance package. You can get that for 1 or 2 people. It comes with a robe, prosecco, or a sparkling cider if you want a non-alcoholic version, and there's typically some chocolates there as well. It's a really beautiful way to start your cruise. We really love the robes, especially if you have a veranda. I like to go enjoy my coffee out there, and it's just really special having those items at home to relive your Disney cruise a little bit. And speaking of reliving your Disney cruise, that brings me to number 2, which is make sure you get a photo album or a scrapbook. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and with all the memories you'll make on board, a Disney Cruise Line photo album or scrapbook is a must. Not only do they help you organize your favorite moments, but they also add an extra layer of fun when you personalize them back at home. They actually have this really cute scrapbooking style photo album that we got on one of our last trips. I haven't filled it in yet, but this is where I would also put some of the little tickets from the trip. Don't wait until you get home and realize you don't have a special place for all of those magical moments on your cruise. And pro tip here, make sure whether you get the photo package or not, you might want to look into the photo package. Some people really love it, some people don't. I think it just depends on your family and how often you will be lining up for photos with characters, etc. Pro tip though, if you are not getting the photo package, or even if you are, ask a crew member to take a photo with your phone. That way you have your version as well. And extra pro tip, one of my favorite things to do with those photos is make sure I get a good one for a small photo and get an ornament while I'm on the cruise. Put that photo in the ornament. It's so much fun to decorate your tree every year and relive those cruise memories. Now, number 3 is an absolute must. You have to get this. Do not pass go. We did talk about this in the last video, but it's worth mentioning again. The Animator's Palette knife is a unique souvenir. Animator's Palette is one of the classic animation restaurants that's on the first 4 ships, Magic, Wonder, Dream, and Fantasy. Actually, they're going to have a version of it on the Disney Adventure as well. While you are in the Animator's Palette, you will notice this cute little knife, and they will have these available in the Disney Cruise gift shop. They used to have these available on their website, Shop Disney, but they do not have them there anymore. I just checked again. They are only going to be available on the ship in the shop. They are typically about $10. I think they probably should have gone up like a couple of dollars by now, but they've been $10 for a long time. It's well worth it. It's a fun reminder of one of Disney Cruise Line's most iconic dining experiences. Every time we use this in the kitchen, I get reminded of our cruise. It's absolutely a must. They're so delightfully affordable. Make sure you pick one of those up. Now, number 4 is one that actually took me a little by surprise, and that is small artwork on the Disney cruise ships. Disney Cruise cruise artwork can get pricey, but if you can find something under $100, it's usually worth it. And sometimes it's worth it if it's over it, let's be honest. A small piece of art, though, is a perfect way to remember your trip without breaking the bank. From framed sketches to detailed prints of the ship, there are plenty of options to fit different styles. It's a really elegant souvenir. I love having artwork to remind us of our memories on Disney cruise ships. And don't just look in the shops for artwork, because they're gonna have it everywhere. For example, this is the hall outside the D Lounge on the Disney Wonder, and as you can see, this art is all for sale. So if you find something you like, make sure and ask about it. And number 5 is a great reminder of the cruise as well, and this is a replica of the ship. These are highly detailed models that capture the beauty of the ship, and they really make a fantastic display piece. We have one of the Fantasy over our mantle. These are in demand. People really like to collect these ships, so if you want one, make sure you go on the first day of your trip. Honestly, pro tip, if there is anything that is important to you, make sure you go on the first evening of your trip. And sometimes you can actually pre-order these as well. That's how we got ours. I really like that method. You can go into the onboard gifts section again, pre-order it before you even get it on the ship. That way it's already all packed up. You can just stick it in your bag. You don't have to worry about getting to the shop to make sure they have one in stock. Now, number 6 is a little bit different. This is fish extenders and pixie dusting. Fish extenders are a fun way to add extra magic to your cruise, especially if you have kids. They can turn an already exciting vacation into an interactive gift exchange, and even if you don't participate in a group exchange, you can still hang up a fish extender pouch for surprise gifts, or do a little pixie dusting through the group, or even for yourself, for your family. This can make the trip even more special. It's a great way to create connections and spread joy on board the ship. We really enjoyed doing fish extenders for our first, I think we did it for like the first 4 cruises. So fish extenders and pixie dusting are something that are going to come out of Disney cruise groups. These are cruiser-led, not Disney-led. They used to be on Disboards. Typically, you're going to find them on Facebook now. You put in the dates of your cruise, the name of your ship, you can usually find the group that way. Within those groups, they will, of course, talk all about the cruise, but they will also set up gift exchanges, and that is what is called fish extenders. This started off a long time ago. There's a little fish next to the doors. People would hang pocket organizers from those little clips, and that's where the name fish extenders came from. So people will sign up in the groups for fish extender exchanges, which is basically just a gift exchange. You have a list of cabins, ages, names, what they might like, and it's a gift exchange. Within the group, they will also set up exchanges. Sometimes they will do beer exchanges because you can carry on 6-pack of beer, so sometimes people will do beer exchanges, candy, recipes, magnets, ornament exchanges. I highly recommend the ornament exchanges. You can get some really cool ornaments that you're not going to get any other way, honestly. Now, all of that being said, fish extenders can also be a drain, so make sure you know your dynamic of your family. We really enjoy all of the pre-planning and preparation of fish extenders. It helps to enhance the build-up for the cruise. Also, though, I have heard so many stories over the last few years of fish extenders getting stolen out of people's pockets. I hate to hear that. I hope it's not a continuous thing that happens on all the ships. Hopefully it's just a rare moment, but that does happen. So one of the options here that I thought of is that if you want to do a fish extender gift exchange for your kids, you can either put the pouch on the inside so that nobody can access your stuff and just fill it for them every morning, night, whatever. Or you can just have it with you and slip it in there real quick before you're going to go out of the stateroom and just say, oh my gosh, look what's here. The other way that I like to do it is to sign up for a pixie dusting exchange within the group. That's where you just put your stateroom number and people will just drop off little gifts just for fun. There's less expectation that way and probably a little bit less packing space needed, because for fish extenders, you've both got to get them there and get them home, so they can take up quite a bit of room. One other pro tip here is magnets. In those cruise groups, people will often share images for magnets. People love to get these printed out, put some magnets on the back of them, and slap them on your door. It's a great way to recognize your door while you're on the ship because they all start to blend together, and it also is just more fun. Now, number 7 is adult exclusive. This is for 18 and up. This is their specialty dining for Palo brunch or dinner. Palo is a northern Italian restaurant on the Wish and Treasure. It is called Palo Steakhouse, and it is still Italian, but they have really good quality steaks as well. Whether you choose brunch or dinner, Palo is one of those Disney Cruise Line experiences you won't want to miss. The menu is packed with exquisite dishes, and the ambiance is unmatched. If you're debating, just go for it. We really love Palo brunch. The views from Palo make the dining experience even more breathtaking. The brunch is really expansive. They'll bring you lots of breads, seafood, cheeses. They have a full menu to order from as well. Some of the favorites are their flatbreads, their chicken parm, and we always get eggs Benedict because that's my favorite. And if you are debating dinner, I highly suggest getting it as early as you can, especially if you can be there during sunset. Those are stunning. And if you are doing dinner, one of the favorites at Palo is the chocolate souffle. It'll come with sauces to go with it. It's not my favorite, but it is a huge fan favorite on board the Disney cruise ships. I highly suggest you try it because it is a unique dessert experience. Now, number 8, we've all been there. Your kid keeps asking for that one thing. Trust me, you are not going to regret getting it because once you leave the ship, you probably won't find it again, especially if it's from a Disney Island destination. These little souvenirs might seem small, but they become cherished memories for kids. And as a matter of fact, somebody recently commented that very thing, that their child wanted some item that they noticed in Castaway Cay. The parents thought, they'll forget about it, we'll get it on the ship. Well, guess what? It's not available on the ship because it's Castaway Cay. So you got to get it at the island destination, and you can't get it anywhere else. And the kid did not forget about it. They were back home and they were still asking about it. So do yourself a favor. If there's some delightfully affordable item that your kid keeps asking for, you might want to consider getting it for them. And I will say from my own experience, if you can do it at the beginning of the cruise, if it's something that's on the ship, even better. I took my son to Disneyland one time. He really wanted this hat. We were on a very tight budget, and I wanted to make sure that he wanted that hat. And he did. He asked for it every single day of the trip, so I got it the very last day, the very last minute practically of the trip. Well, you know what? He really wanted to wear that hat in the parks. So it was a great souvenir, but it wasn't used very much. And that brings me to number 9, which is limited edition Disney Cruise merchandise, because I myself have fallen into this as well, where I saw something in the shops and thought, oh man, that's cool, but I don't know. I'll wait and see if I'm gonna get it, and then go back later and it's gone, because that's definitely what happens with Disney Cruise merchandise, especially the limited edition merchandise. Things like Spirit jerseys, the Dooney and Burke bags, Captain Mickey plushes. Some Disney Cruise Line merch is really, truly only sold on board, like ship-specific Spirit jerseys, the exclusive Dooney and Burke bags. If you see something you love, grab it before it's gone. Some of these will definitely become collectibles over time because of the limited aspect. The shops won't be open as soon as you get on board the ship. They're not even going to be open as soon as you leave port. They have to be out at sea a certain distance before they are allowed to open the shops. So look in your Navigator app. It'll tell you when the shop will open. You can actually just heart it, and your app will send you a reminder prior to the event. You can do that for any event in the app, as a matter of fact. And another pro tip, make sure you download the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app as soon as you book your trip. That limited edition merchandise will disappear, and once in a while it will come out on the 2nd, 3rd, or even 4th day of your cruise. It's not always going to come out on the first night of your cruise. So if you are in search of something limited edition, go the first night. I pop by every day, but also ask a crew member. They should be able to tell you if they've got more, coming out. And one other pro tip, it can be a good idea to buy your merchandise earlier in the trip. On our last cruise, I had bought a pair of sweatpants and decided I was going to wear them for some reason on the trip, and I'm really glad I did because they just didn't fit right, and they were happy to exchange those. So if you see something you love, grab it before it's gone. Now, number 10 is one we actually haven't been able to get our hands on just yet, and that is the towel animal plushie. Disney knows we all love those adorable towel animals waiting in our staterooms, so of course they now sell plush versions. These make great gifts or fun reminders of your cruise. They're soft, cute, the perfect way to bring a little bit of that Disney Cruise Line magic home with you. These were introduced a couple of years ago specifically to the Disney Wonder. And now I am wondering, if they are available on all the other ships yet. If you have seen the Towel Animal plushie, let us know in the comments below which ship you found it on. And while you're there, let us know which purchase you think is the most worth it on board the ships. If you enjoy these videos and want to support the channel, consider joining our Patreon. It helps keep this content coming. We really appreciate your support. Now, if you're hungry for more cruise content, Disney Cruise Line has had their biggest year ever. We've done a whole video on it, and of course, we have our favorite hidden gems on Disney cruise ships. Thanks for being here. We'll see you real soon with some more Disney.